Hey friend, hope you're well and welcome to my review of Biffy Clyro's newest album called Futique. Before I continue on to the review, make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, the usual YouTube stuff. Futique is a pop rock album by Scottish alt-rock band Biffy Clyro with some grungy pop elements which sort of go into lighter rock territory. Futique is a combination of the words future and antique, and this album as a whole is about treasuring memories with your loved ones and strengthening your bond with someone special to you. As quoted by lead singer Simon Neil, this album is inspired by being present in the moment and savoring your memories with your friends and family. The lead single, A Little Love, goes back to that antique part of a relationship. It's about wanting to give more to a relationship and not knowing what you had until it's gone. A lot of fans may have not been too keen about this single when it first came out. It sort of had a bit more of a pop sound to it, but I quite enjoyed it. I really like the lyrics on this song as well. They sort of delve into more spiritual and religious themes, as a lot of their previous work has done already. And yes, some of the lyrics may seem a bit cheesy, but overall it's a very solid lead single, and I think it's a great introduction to this new album. Hunting Season picks up the grungy rock sound and takes it to the next level. This song's about overcoming your demons and powering through negativity in a toxic relationship. This song is just a classic Biffy Clyro sound. It's got a very powerful pre-chorus and outro. I especially love the outro in this song. It makes it one of the strongest tracks on this album for sure. The third single, True Believer, sort of continues this trend with the slightly more grungy pop rock theme with maybe a slightly more of a pop undertone to raise the tempo throughout the song. I think the lyrics on this song pack a punch. It's probably the strongest lyrically of the three singles, and I think the instrumentation, like the drums and guitars, are especially great on this song, and the vocals are just consistently fantastic as well, as always. Then you have tracks like Shot One and Woe Is Me, Wow Is You, which don't really stick the landing in my ears as much. I wasn't the greatest fan of Shot One when I first heard it. It sounded a bit more cheesy lyrically, and it's sort of not as memorable in terms of instrumentation when comparing it to some of their previous work and even the other singles on this album. These songs have decent technical elements, and obviously the vocals are solid as always, but I wasn't a biggest fan of the toned down, lower pitch, Woe Is Me, Wow Is You throughout the song. They're still decent tracks, they're just not as memorable throughout, so they're not favourites of mine, and the same goes for the track Goodbye as well, which is probably my least favourite track on this album, just because it kind of went in one ear, out the other. The last few tracks on this album do pick up the pace quite a lot, as well as the songwriting ability on here as well. They're not necessarily heavy, but there's a lot of substance to them. Tracks like It's Chemical, Friendshipping, and 1001, they're just earwormy tracks. They get stuck in your head. They've got a really solid hook to carry the song. And what I like about this album is that I think you can clearly tell that these last few tracks focus on the future part of the album title. I think it's about reviving a spark in one's relationship, even though it may have not worked out in terms of love. It does end on a hopeful and lighthearted note with the song Two People in Love, which actually does pack a punch as well. The instrumentation is solid here. It does have some heavier elements of prog rock, especially throughout the outro, and it's a nice send-off to the listener in terms of the album from start to finish. And I think this song may relate to the two people on the album cover as well. Some people said that they think it's the lead singer's parents, which I think would add up. So yeah, I think this album Futique is solid. It's pretty consistent throughout. There's no obvious low points, but at the same time there's not too many super high points either. I ended up being a little bit underwhelmed after listening to this album, especially coming from someone who became a fan of Biffy Clyro in the past 5 years with the release of albums like A Celebration of Ending and The Myth of the Happily Ever After. I fell in love with songs like A Hunger in Your Haunt and End Of. I honestly think those are some of their best songs to date. They're unique, and the energy that those songs carry is just unmatched. And unfortunately, I just didn't feel that energy on this album. Similarly, we didn't really have tracks like Cop Syrup, for example. I mean, that song was just a massive protest. It was full of noise and energy and aggression. But I do think that this album was clearly intended to be more lighthearted. So for that reason, Biffy Clyro does succeed. You know, I'm not saying every one of their albums needs to be heavy and angry. It's clear that they wanted to create a more nice and mellow album, which is definitely what they've done here. And for that reason, it's pretty consistent as well. To pick some favorite tracks, I would go for Hunting Season, Two People in Love, True Believer, It's Chemical, 1001, and Dearest Amygdala as well, with my least favorites being Goodbye and Shot One. So yeah, I enjoyed this album. It was decent. I don't think it's the strongest in the discography. I wish we had more tracks that matched the highs of Hunger in Your Haunt, End Of, North of No South, and Cop Syrup, which are songs that helped me fall in love with the band throughout the past however many years, like I said previously. But there's also a lot of great tunes to take away from this album, so I don't think the fans will be disappointed here. It just may not reach the highest of highs. For that reason, I'm going to rate this new album by Biffy Clyro, Futique, a light 7 out of 10. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below what you thought of this brand new album by Biffy Clyro, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.